Okay, sales leaders, hiring managers, and executives, buckle up, because we're diving into some pretty eye-opening stats today.
Oh, yeah.
A recent study found that over half
Wow.
of sales professionals are still relying on outdated tactics.
Oh.
That's right, folks. They're waving red flags
Yeah.
that send potential customers running for the hills.
It's a costly mistake.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just in terms of missed opportunities,
Right.
but also in potential damage to your brand's reputation.
Exactly. And that's why we're unpacking some expert advice
Yeah.
from the Sales Experts today. Their article, "If your salespeople are still doing these 9 things, stop them today. Red flags in selling us."
Love that title.
It's our roadmap
Yeah.
to a modern sales strategy.
What I find really interesting is that a lot of these red flags come from this fundamental disconnect between old school sales tactics and the savvy, informed buyers of today.
It's like showing up to a Zoom meeting
Right.
wearing a power suit from the 80s.
Totally. Like, what are you doing?
So let's ditch the outdated playbook.
Please.
The sales experts highlight cold calling without research as a major no-no.
Yeah.
I mean, who even answers their phone these days?
Right.
And while we're at it, let's retire those pushy closing techniques.
Oh, total.
The, sign on the dotted line NW kind of approach.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Think about it. 81% of buyers do their research online
Wow.
before they even think about talking to sales. They're coming to the table informed and they expect a conversation.
Yeah.
Not a hard sell.
Totally. And bombarding them with a laundry list of product features. It's like reading the dictionary when what they really need is a novel.
It's all about understanding their needs and offering solutions, not features. Customers today are looking for a trusted advisor, someone who can help them navigate their challenges,
Right.
not just someone trying to hit their quota.
I think we've all been on the receiving end
Oh, for sure.
of that kind of sales pitch.
Yeah.
And it's not a good feeling.
Ugh, makes you want to run for the hills.
It does. It makes you want to run for the hills.
The sales experts call this a consultative approach. And it's all about building relationships and trust, not just pushing products.
It's a total shift in mindset.
Hmm.
So we've covered what not to do. But what about the missed opportunities? The things your team should be actively doing to boost sales in today's landscape?
Let's unpack those next. One of the biggest missed opportunities the sales experts point out is neglecting customer education.
So we shouldn't just assume they already know everything about our product.
Right.
Even if they've done some research.
Buyers are hungry for insights and expertise. They want to see you as that go-to resource, the one they can trust to guide them.
Makes sense. Instead of just pushing a product, you're positioning yourself as a valuable partner.
Exactly. And another missed opportunity is skipping social selling altogether. Platforms like LinkedIn are a gold mine for building those authentic connections.
Okay, so it's not just about having a profile. It's about using it strategically. I've seen some salespeople go overboard with the self-promotion, and it's a total turnoff.
Absolutely. It's about sharing valuable content.
Yeah.
Joining relevant conversations and building real relationships.
Right.
Not just blasting out sales pitches.
I'm more like nurturing leads.
Exactly.
Less like shouting into the void.
Precisely. And the last big miss we see is neglecting follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
So many sales teams close the deal and then radio silence.
Ouch. Yeah, I'm guilty of this myself. Sometimes you get caught up in the next deal and forget about nurturing the ones you've already closed.
It's a classic mistake.
Yeah.
But it's costing businesses big time. Following up after the sale is key to ensuring customer satisfaction,
Right.
resolving any issues, and building loyalty that leads to repeat business and referrals.
It's like that saying, it's cheaper to keep a customer than to find a new one, right?
Exactly. After-sale service can be your secret weapon for boosting customer lifetime value and turning satisfied buyers into brand advocates. Now, the sales experts also zero in on communication, specifically the red flags that can sabotage your efforts.
Okay, let's talk communication mishaps. The first one that jumps out at me is spamming inboxes.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've all been on the receiving end of those generic, mass-produced emails that go straight to the trash folder.
It's a surefire way to alienate your audience. Today's buyer expects personalization. They want to feel like you're speaking directly to them, not to a faceless mass.
It's like getting a form letter versus a handwritten note. One feels thoughtful, the other feels impersonal and, frankly, lazy.
And that lack of effort shows. Taking the time to tailor your message demonstrates that you value their time and understand their unique needs.
Yeah.
The sales experts also flag poor listening as a communication killer. We've all encountered those salespeople who are so busy talking at you that they never really hear what you're saying.
It's true.
It's a recipe for missed opportunities. Active listening is essential for uncovering those unspoken needs and tailoring your approach accordingly.
So it's not just about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions
Mhm.
and really paying attention to the responses.
Precisely. And that brings us to the final red flag in communication, which is resisting new technology.
You mean clinging to outdated methods when there are all these amazing tools available?
Exactly. The sales landscape is constantly evolving, and new technologies are emerging all the time. Sales teams that refuse to adapt risk falling behind.
It's like trying to navigate with a paper map when you have GPS on your phone. Speaking of evolving, how can sales leaders make sure their teams are embracing these changes and ditching the outdated tactics we've been discussing?
It all comes down to shifting from a product-focused approach
Yeah.
to a customer-centric one.
hmm
The sales experts are really hammering home this point, and it makes a lot of sense.
So less always be closing and more always be helping.
Exactly. It's about being a trusted advisor, a problem solver, someone who genuinely wants to see their customers succeed. And that requires a willingness to embrace new technologies, leverage social selling, and prioritize customer education.
It's about adapting to the way people buy today. They're more informed, more discerning, and they can spot a phony sales pitch a mile away.
Oh, yeah. That's why authenticity is so crucial. People buy from people they trust, people who understand their needs and offer genuine solutions.
So how can our listeners, the sales leaders, hiring managers, and executives tuning in,
Yeah.
use these insights to drive sales success?
First, take a critical look at your current sales strategies and identify any red flags. Are your teams still relying on outdated tactics? Are they neglecting customer education or failing to leverage social selling? Once you've identified the areas that need improvement, you can start implementing changes.
Maybe it's providing training on consultative selling
Right.
or investing in new CRM software. It could be as simple as encouraging your team to be more active on LinkedIn
Yeah.
and share valuable content.
The key is to foster a culture of continuous learning and adaptation. The sales landscape is constantly evolving, and what worked yesterday might not work today.
So true. And as we wrap up this deep dive into red flags in selling, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Now that you know these pitfalls, what one change will you make to improve your sales approach?
Will you ditch those outdated tactics? Embrace personalization and become a better listener? Will you explore new technologies, leverage social selling, and prioritize customer education?
The choice is yours. But remember, in today's competitive market, staying ahead of the curve is no longer optional. It's essential for sales success. And for those of you who want to delve even deeper into these insights, we highly recommend checking out the full article on the Sales Experts website. It's packed with actionable advice and resources that can help you and your team thrive. Until next time, happy selling.